We take questions from the audience. We always love this segment. Let's get started with our first question. Tell us your name and where you're from.
I'm Don Speidel from Morris Township, New Jersey. And my question is, the Yankees have just signed free agent G-Man Choi to a minor league contract to back up Greg Bird and Tyler Austin at first base. He's got great AAA stats, poor major league stats with the Angels. Do you think he's got what it takes to make the majors with the Yankees?
Jack, what do you think?
I think that he's an insurance pickup. Every team wants to have depth, and I think that's what the Yankees have done by picking up Choi. I don't know if you'd be surprised to hear this right now, but the Yankees used 9 different first basemen last year. So you want to have some depth, and that depth includes having it at the AAA level. As he just mentioned, the AAA numbers are really good, over a 300 batting average at AAA, but he struggled with the Angels at the major league level. I see him as depth right now. If he gets a lot of playing time, that's actually probably not a good thing for the Yankees because it means that Bird and Austin either got injured or faltered.
All right, let's get back to our next question, number 2.
My name is Ray, and I'm from Clifton, New Jersey. And my question is, can we expect to see Clint Frazier in pinstripes this season?
Well, that's a great question, Ray, and he's going to start at AAA, but Flash, as you know, he struggled when he got there last year after the trade for Andrew Miller.
You know, the one thing I can say is when you get traded to a new organization, it's a huge transition. And I'm sure for Clint it was, you know, coming over, trying to impress, maybe do too much. I don't put a lot of stock into the numbers from last year. Brian Cashman says he wants him to play a full year at AAA. But Brian Cashman has also said the player dictates if he's ready to get to the big leagues. I don't think the Yankees expect him to get there, but they wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Well, it's funny you bring that up about maybe having the expectations be too high when he got here with the Yankees trying to prove himself. He actually mentioned that he kept looking at Andrew Miller and wondering, I need to play up to that potential. I was the big piece in this trade. I need to make sure that I kind of validate that. He took a step back this offseason and said, I am just going to try to be me out there on the field. Now, I'm with you in that the player will dictate. Some things would certainly need to happen as far as that outfield alignment right now for there to be a need, and also he would need to play his way up there. But anything is possible, and that's the beauty about this team this year, the fact that there are a lot of young guys knocking on the door.
The Yankees usually want a player to conquer a level before they move him to the next level. He hasn't conquered AAA yet, but as Meredith and John said, he dictates his own timeline. We'll have a feature coming up on Clint Frazier in future days that we did. I got a chance to visit with him in Atlanta. He's an interesting guy. Yankee fans are going to like him. There's a lot of intensity. There's a lot of wanting to be great. Now, I know when you get to the major leagues, everybody wants to be great, but this guy just doesn't want to get to the major leagues and hit 280. This guy wants to be an all-star. He wants to have his name in MVP conversation. So he's got a long way to go before he gets there, but those are his goals.
How'd you like Jack sneaking in a little promo for the Clint Frazier show coming up later on? Yes. Let's get to question number 3.
Hi, I'm Maria from Montclair, New Jersey. Just wondering, how good do you think Meredith Torres is going to be?
God, there's so much buzz. And Meredith, he goes in the Arizona Fall League, and I mean, the bat's legit. Yeah. You can't bet over 400 like that consistently and not be looked at.
Well, you look at those stats alone, and I think it opened a lot of people's eyes. They obviously knew that he could play, but to do that in the Arizona Fall League at 20 years old, certainly impressive. There'll be a lot of eyes on him. It'll be interesting to see how he kind of deals with that pressure of being a guy that's being talked about a lot, about possibly getting to that next level. And he also said he's trying to team up with some of the older guys, work on the defense a little bit, the routine plays as well as the spectacular plays, but really work on those routine plays, make sure he's solid defensively, not just an offensive threat.
In talking to Yankee people and scouts who have seen him play a lot, the one thing that he has done already that impresses me is he's 20 years old and he's got plate discipline. He has figured out what's a strike and what's a ball. And that may sound very basic, but a lot of young hitters, as they start to move their way up the minor leagues and get to the major leagues, they find your holes, they find your weaknesses. As you just said, Bob, this guy hit 400. He didn't have a lot of weaknesses. So I think the Yankees are excited about the athleticism, but they're also excited that his baseball IQ is also very high.
All right, let's get to our final question. Billy, fire away.
My name is Billy Pinckney from Little Falls, New Jersey, and my question is, do you think Joe Girardi can continue to motivate this exciting group of young players and aging veterans?
Billy Pinckney is here every year. He's like the 5th member of our show. We love having you here, Billy. Every year he's here when he comes to the museum. What do you think?
I think Joe Girardi, this is going to be right in his wheelhouse. You know, he managed that team in the Florida Marlins, a young team. He likes young players. He likes that energy. And, Billy, to be honest with you, when you're a young player at the major league level getting an opportunity, you don't really need to be motivated. You're going to go out there trying to establish establish yourself. Clint Frazier wants to be great. Well, you have an opportunity to go do it. I think Joe Girardi's job is going to be pretty easy, except maybe right field. You know, how do you manage Aaron Judge if he's struggling early on? You want him to be confident. You don't want to crush him early on. I'm really going to watch right field.
Yeah, I think you look at right field. I think you look at Bird back again at first base. I even look at Gary Sanchez because as great as he was last year, I think the hype is going to be swirling around him so much that if I'm the Yankees, be it Cashman or Girardi, I'm trying to lower that volume as much as possible. But if you look at Joe Girardi's career as a manager, some of his best work has been done with young players, talking about the job he did with the Marlins.
And Brian Cashman spoke about that with us at winter meetings in regards to Gary Sanchez. He's probably not going to be that good of a player that you saw. That was such a small sample size and such an unbelievable thing he did to start his major league career. But they still are counting on him. They believe he is going to be solid there. And you really have to like the mix that the Yankees have this year as far as those veteran players in the clubhouse, really showing some of these younger guys the way. And that's going to play big. And you mentioned getting Matt Holliday. That was one of the reasons they got him, that he can take some of these younger guys kind of under his wing, show them what they should be doing to prepare and get ready to be a good major league player.